Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. Today is the last day of the MCU series. And before we get started, I do want to point out, yes, I know this technically isn't canon to the MCU, but at the time of filming, it was sort of considered canon, so I'm just filming everything that for the MCU that was at least at one point considered canon. I understand that it is not now, but for those of you who do consider it to still be canon, like I kind of do, I will continue to consider it canon until there's a new adaptation of it that isn't canon. But with the multiverse blooming, this could easily be canon anyway, and just be a variant. But I want to thank you guys for those of you who have come with me. One of my very first videos on the channel was me starting out the MCU with Iron Man, and I've watched everything, every show, every movie that is at least one point considered canon, and I mean, it's been almost an entire year, so I want to thank those of you who have stuck it out from the beginning. Thank you so much. There is now a playlist available for all of you who are interested, with every single one of them going down the list. So if you're interested in watching that, definitely do so. It's a long playlist, but it'll be a lot of fun, and you can see how my videos have evolved, because they were really crappy in the beginning with bad quality. I used my internal microphone from my headset and a laptop to start filming my videos. And now I made it here where I have like an actual kind of sort of setup, which I'm sure will just continue to evolve over time. But I just want to thank you all for the journey. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to move on to what I'm going to do starting next Wednesday. Well, not next Wednesday. We're taking a break next Wednesday. We're going to watch Kingsman. But the following Wednesday, we're going to start with all of the quote-unquote Marvel Legacy movies, which basically means it's not canon, at least not yet. I think a lot of them will be considered canon at some point because of the multiverse. But we're going to start off with Howard the Duck. We're just going to go in order of oldness to newness and watch a bunch of really old Marvel movies and move on up to the new ones, including the Spider-Man movies, X-Men movies, Fantastic Four, unfortunately. But if you're interested in that, definitely subscribe, because I'm really excited about it personally. I'm going to have a whole lot of fun with that. But without further ado, let's close off the MCU with Helstrom, Season 1. Helstrom Season 1 was released in 2020, and no spoilers, but it's pretty bad. Be pretty frank here. It's very not good, and this is all released on Hulu, so it was all released on Hulu. I think it was weekly, but I don't remember. I didn't watch it when it came out. I watched it now. How do I put this nicely? What a mess. Especially, I'm a little upset about it, and the main reason is because Hulu also did Runaways, which I consider very, very good. I really like the Runaways. I think it's a very solid trilogy of seasons that I really, really enjoyed. And then they dropped Helstrom, and I was like, okay, let's watch this. I'm sure it's going to be fine. It's not fine. It's not good. It's not. And they really give you hope in the first episode, because you watch the first episode and you're like, wow, that's really interesting. It's a really cool idea where we have Damon and Anna here, and basically they are the son of this weird magical demon guy. It's complicated. And they are trying to hunt him to kill him so that nothing bad happens to their mother, who's already kind of possessed by this demon. And it's weird. It brings hell to the MCU, which I appreciated the idea. I'm going to be very glad if they don't consider this canon in the future. I'm cool if this is not even in the multiverse. It's that bad. But I think overall the main issue that I had with it was, like, it's just all over the place. And the first episode's very good. It sets up the characters very well. I love Damon. I think Damon's a great character in the entire series, and the acting is, like, quite top tier, I think. But the issue is this hodgepodge mess of just garbage. Like, it's so bad. The CGI is, like, fine. The story is wild, and I think it would work in a comic book, I'm sure. But in a TV show format, the writing was the main issue. It felt so sloppy and boring. Like, for all the really cool stuff that happens, it's boring as heck. Like, it took me a while to watch this because I just felt so lazy while watching it. Like, I was getting nothing out of it. There's nothing interesting. The ending is just kind of eh. The only good part about this series is the first episode, which I consider to be pretty good. I actually really liked the first episode. I think it established the characters very well and got me very excited for the rest of the season. I was like, okay, this might actually be pretty good. It's not. It is just absolute garbage. there are a couple good things, like, again, the acting. You have Tom Austin, who plays Damon, and I think he was absolutely brilliant, particularly in the first episode, of course. I think his character is really fun, and working with these characters in the MCU format might actually work pretty well. No promises, of course. If they end up doing it, it might be bad again, but I think that if they wanted to make movies out of it, it could work. And we have Sydney Lemon, who plays Anna Helstrom, and I think she's also pretty good. I don't like her as much as Damon. Her character is definitely the most interesting in terms of the backstory that I really enjoyed, but I think that Damon is the best character in terms of the adult history of the show. And I still encourage you to watch it if you haven't, just because I do think that it is possible we see them in the future of the MCU. Probably not these actors, probably not these characters, probably a whole different like world of them, but I think you'll be able to appreciate it more if you understand how bad this show was. And again, it's crazy to me that Hulu did this and they did Runaways, because Runaways might be one of my favorite shows ever, and this one just felt so lazy and so bad. But I don't really have a whole lot more to talk about here because it's pretty spoilery, because it's a show and most shows are spoilery. But I'm going to wrap it up real quick. I mean, this is going to wrap up the MCU, but I'm going to go ahead and give Helstrom Season 1 a D-. If you have the chance and you have the time, try checking it out. At least watch like the first episode just to get the character feel. I think the tone does work for the show, but it's a hodgepodge of garbage that definitely feels like a waste of time. But let me know what you guys thought about Helstrom Season 1 in the comments below. I'm interested to know. I'm sure most of you probably don't like it. If you do like it, let me know. I could be wrong. Maybe it's cinematic masterpiece. I don't know. But let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of the show. Do you want a Season 2? I know it's canceled, but if they were to bring it back, would you like that? I probably wouldn't, but I'd still watch it regardless, because that's just who I am. But thank you so much for watching the video, and again, thank you so much for following along since, September 15th, 2020, when we started the channel. I mean, we're almost a year going, and it's been crazy. It's been a whole lot of fun. I've loved the channel, and we're still going. We're pushing. We still have a video every single day coming out, which is insane. So thank you so much for your support. Please consider subscribing if you're not already. And as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.